Have we forgotten the people aspect when we start thinking about technology in the workplace? One of the big buzzwords we hear, especially in corporate world, is digital transformation. So yeah, that's what we're discussing today. My name is Wangari. This is my channel 9 to 5 with Wangari. And I have an amazing guest today, just talking through like the most important piece when we are speaking digital transformation and technology. So today I am joined by Russell. Russell is the head of payments at Letshego Group, and a good friend and someone we usually just exchange ideas and stuff on everything in the workplace. So welcome, Russell.
Thank you, Jackie.
Who are you? Who is Russell?
Great. So my name is Russell Akuom. Like Jackie said, I'm the head of payments at Letshego Group, just literally looking at payments, see how we can empower our customers to make payments across the 11 markets that we are operating in. I'm also a runner, a kickboxer, a dancer. I'm doing very well in kickboxing and running. Lots needs to be done in the dancing bit. So I'm glad to be here. We've been having this chat for a while. To do this episode, so I'm glad to be here. I enjoy this episode, by the way.
Awesome.
The people you bring, the insights we get. I'm only humbled that I'm part of the whole,
You're part
ecosystem.
Of the awesome people.
That do this. Thank you.
And it's also your birthday today, right?
Great. Yes. So life begins today, and what a way to begin life. With 9 to 5.
9 to 5 with Wangari, yeah. It is a place to be. Just wishing you like more life, happiness,
Thank
growth,
you.
just all good things coming to you. We'll go right into the topic. This is the biggest buzzword in the past maybe 10 years, digital transformation. I always equate to it like everyone wants abs, but very many people can get abs. Like, they're not doing the right thing, eating the right food, doing the right exercises. And for me, digital transformation and getting abs is kind of, I equate them. But what's your description of what digital transformation is?
Exactly. So, digital transformation really is very personal to an organization.
Yeah.
Depending on what organization you are in and what the organization wants to do, there lies the description of digital transformation. Each and every organization needs to have their own sort of change story, the North Star around what you're transforming digitally.
Yeah.
However, depending on what definition you take,
I
believe there are key pillars you need to have around digital transformation. So the first one, normally I call it connectivity. Okay. So with digital come a lot of touch points that your customer will use to interact with your products, your members of staff, and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
So one of the things that digital transformation should drive is consistency across all those customer touch points.
Okay.
As a customer, I shouldn't be interacting with one channel, and then if I go to another channel, I feel like I'm interacting with a totally new organization.
Yeah.
So the human experience on each and every one of those touch points should be consistent.
Okay.
So the second element is automation.
Okay. Yep.
Basically, on the back end or the back office, there are a lot of processes and procedures that are manual, inundating a lot of stuff with a lot of things that they have to do on a repetitive basis.
Yeah, that's sometimes running on spreadsheets. And
Exactly. So just bringing some sort of automation around that, especially on the repetitive tasks, helps a lot when it comes to your goal towards digital transformation.
Okay.
The third one is data and decisioning.
Love it.
I mean, your objective as an organization who wants to digitally transform, you really need to be a data-driven organization.
Data-driven.
Don't have decisions made out of a whim.
Or how you're feeling.
Exactly. How do you support your decisions with the data that you're receiving from your customers?
Awesome.
And finally, innovation.
That's a big one.
New offerings.
Yeah.
If you launch a product And then 6, 7, 8 months down the line, it's still the same product.
Yeah.
Maybe you need to start asking yourself whether you're really exciting your customers around your products.
Yeah.
You need to offer new things on a regular to your customers. And innovation is such a big word, as big as digital transformation itself, right?
They go hand in hand.
Organizations like, telling the mass that we are an
innovative company.
Just reminds me of a movie I once watched known as The Princess Bride. It's not such an exciting movie, but it captures my attention. One thing around it is there's a gentleman there, a thug, I believe, who uses a certain word each and every time. It's inconceivable. So, for example, if it was me, it would be, hi, I'm Russell Akuom, inconceivable. It's my birthday today, inconceivable. So at a certain point in the movie, they ask him, like, you use this word a lot, inconceivable. I don't think it means what you think it means. And that's the same thing with innovation, right? A lot of corporates use innovation. We are innovating. We have innovative products. But does it mean what it really means to that organization and to the customers, right? So innovation is key in digital transformation. And how do you innovate as a company? I don't know, challenge orthodoxies within your companies. You don't have to do these things the same way you've always done them since time immemorial, especially in organizations that have really been successful, right? To harness the trends. What are the trends of your customers? And then you capture that through data, right? How can you harness that? And then look at your resources. What resources do you have that are so unique to you as an organization, no other organization can replicate? And then how do you leverage in that? And finally, just meet the unmet needs of your customer, especially the unvoiced needs of your customers. Then you start innovating. So in a nutshell, that's what I look at as a digital transformation.
I love how you've broken it down. So the first one, you talked about connectivity. There's the automation piece, data, which I completely agree. We need data to make decisions. And the last and sometimes most important is innovation. So what are some myths that we often hear about digital transformation?
I think the biggest one for me in most of the transformation I've been involved in is that it has an end. You always get questions like, have we digitally transformed
yet?
And it confuses me. Okay? And it's okay, because this belief comes in because of the way organizations sort of implement digital transformation, because it comes in as a strategy, and most strategy have a timeline. So generally people then will start believing that, okay, at a certain time we'll have digitally transformed. So digital transformation, or any other transformation for that matter, has no end. You have to keep on keeping on, like the Energizer Bunny.
So I guess also that always come down to, like, sometimes the only constant thing in life is change. So like, just always constantly changing, and it's an uncomfortable thing to tell people, like we are just always constantly changing, constantly evolving. But as humans, I feel sometimes that is part of being human, and that should flow into like work and everything digital transformation. Any other myths that you can?
The other thing is that digital is about technology.
That's a myth.
Especially within within organizations. Much as technology sort of collaborates with digital, or it enhances your digital strategy, digital should really be about the business. It's really business-led, but technology-enabled.
Now, that.
Touched in line with that is the belief that all technology is digital.
No, it's not.
Exactly. So I get a lot of that the moment you start looking at digital transformation, you're starting to think of technology without really considering what are you going to do with that technology. All right. So what I would say is digital transformation is really business-led and technology-enabled, and not all technology is digital. And,
so should we change the term to business transformation? I think that sounds better. I might just have landed on something.
No, digital transformation is just okay, because digital is not really technology.
I understand, I get that, but sometimes you're like, when people hear, I mean, I've been part of very many digital transformations in
Yeah.
my life.
Yeah.
When people hear digital, and
Yeah.
usually it's like, get a bunch of people in tech, let's transform a
Exactly.
business, as you were saying. And sometimes if you're not that digital person, like the business will think, this is a tech thing. But anyway, it was just an idea
Yeah.
that came to mind when you were speaking about
Yeah.
that, maybe
Maybe we should just stick to transformation.
transformation.
Yeah, because right now every organization really should be digital.
Digital, exactly.
Exactly.
I mean,
so we just transform
COVID taught us.
into the new ecosystem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe the final myth I
Yeah.
look at normally is that it's a thing.
A thing.
Yeah. So an organization thinks that we are going to do this thing.
Yeah.
It's not a thing, but it's a way of doing things.
Okay.
So it's
I
a
like
way
that.
of life rather than a thing. It's what people say, yeah? It's not a destination, it's a journey.
Like running as a marathoner. The one time I tried to run a marathon, I was like, man, okay, maybe it's not a destination, it's the journey, and enjoy the journey. Okay, I like that analogy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So those are the main myths, I see around digital transformation or digital as a concept.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. When do people bring in the people aspect to it? Because I think sometimes we forget the people.
Yeah.
Like we need people to do work. Yes, we can automate to a certain level, but organizations are built by people and great people. So yeah, when do we start talking about people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right from the start, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, the bane of any digital transformation process or strategy is the lack of involving the people, or the lack of transforming the people. We are told each and every time, mostly by HR people, that the people are the most important asset in the organization. So if you have a strategy running, you need to leverage on your most important asset. Okay? So people should be brought in right from the very first time. Why? Mm-hmm. You see, with digital transformation, a lot of new things are going to come into the organization.
Yeah.
Not only are there going to be new roles, which are new to the organization, but new ways of doing things. Okay. So because these things are new, we are literally all beginning.
Yeah.
And when you're beginning a role, what comes in? Imposter syndrome.
Yeah, that's so true.
So because everything is going to be new, you're going to feel like a fake. That does not necessarily mean that you're an imposter.
Yeah.
It also shouldn't mean that you should presume more knowledge than you have on that new role. Okay? Yeah. Is it Nietzsche who said that every great man is an actor of his own ideals?
That's very true.
So this feeds into that imposter syndrome. And it's okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. So the need for people to get transformed is because there'll be that need of, I do not know what I'm doing, but I need to know what I'm doing. And to succeed in that role, you need to sort of start acting like you've already succeeded in that role.
Yeah.
Again, imposter syndrome.
Fake it till you make it, maybe.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. So part of the transformation is just letting people to understand that they need to transform towards this new sort of strategy. Yeah. And on top of that, the people themselves, right, need to understand that they need to be transformed. I mean, a lot of research has been done on how an organization can transform its people, training, role modeling, capacity building, and so on and so forth, right? Yeah. But I don't see a lot of research on how, as a person within an organization,
what you're doing.
Yes, how can I be ready for this transformation? How can I get into flow with this transformation? You once did an episode about alcoholism, right?
Yes.
At the workplace.
Yeah.
And I think one of the key messages I got out of that was, as an alcoholic, I need to understand, I need to accept that I am one. Yes. And therein lies the first step towards recovery.
Yeah.
Same thing with digital transformation. You need to understand that I need to be transformed. I don't know everything. In fact, I'm starting from the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
So I need to be transformed and get into the flow with this whole digital transformation bit. So right from the very, very first, you need to, bring in your folks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think it's being done wrong? Because I feel sometimes, again, I think this ties into the myths that you've talked about.
Yeah.
we only bring in a few people and the rest again feel like very left out, and imposter syndrome starts coming up, worrying, oh, will my job be here when the transformation is done? Is enough being done to, and are we bringing the whole organization along, is what I'm hearing. And
yeah, but the beauty of digital transformation is there's no doing something wrong. You always learn from whatever you did wrong, and hopefully the wrong is not really bad for the organization because you're doing it at a small scale. You always start small and you scale and monetize, right?
Yeah.
So as to whether it's being done wrong or not, like I said, there's not really wrong, but you learn as you move along, okay? I think if you are in an organization that is going through a transformation, and digital transformation for that matter, it's important that you get into the flow with a couple of practices and habits that personally have worked for me. Okay, so this is not some book I read. I just put my thoughts together on how have I really got into digital transformation without necessarily feeling fatigued, because the organization is always about, hey, we're digitally transforming, new ways of doing life, new ways of working, and so on and so forth. And two, without really being left out, or even feeling left out. Okay, so the first one for me is be ever curious. I mean, it's a new thing, right?
True.
Ask questions to whoever you need to ask questions to, because that's the only way you start understanding this new thing that is coming in. Some organizations are better for people who are curious because they offer that psychological safety. You can literally challenge people respectfully without fear of retribution. If you're in such an organization, then you're halfway through there. However, if you're not, then you can start the trend, right? In some organization, I actually started that, and everyone was surprised that I'm, questioning people who are not normally questioned. Okay? So just be ever curious. Just seek to understand what is being brought into the organization and what are the objectives. Okay, it's literally answering the question, what's in it for me? Because once you identify what's in it for you, then you start embracing it. So the second thing is tolerate ambiguity.
That's a tough one.
Yes. Don't lose patience as a member of staff, because a lot will be new. Most of the people you'll be asking questions
don't have the answers sometimes.
Don't have the answers most times, not sometimes, because we are all learning, right? So there'll be a lot of ambiguity, right? Tolerate it. Don't lose your patience, because you'll get there. You'll start learning it. And the best way to not really lose your patience is look at stuff from a point of view of odds than certainties, right? And as facts come clear, you change your thinking as per the facts that come clear to you. So tolerate a lot of ambiguity, so that you learn more about what's going on within the organization. The third thing that I do normally is to focus on what's currently going on. Okay. Because there'll be a lot of talk. But there'll be some stuff that is going on. So it's very important that you focus on what is going on. I read somewhere that our status today, or your status today, is a result of decisions you made 3 to 5 years back. So whatever is happening now, right, you really need to focus on it, make decisions on it, because it ultimately affects what's coming in the future for your organization. So the more you grasp what is happening now, what is coming in, most organizations will use consultants for the first time. So what are they doing? How can you focus on that? And how can you get in step with that? Okay. And always put what's happening in against the backdrop of a bigger picture. Okay. Don't just take things at face value. Okay. Try to align what's happening to the greater scheme of things. What does it mean for me? What does it mean for my team? What does it mean for my organization? And so on and so forth. And finally, just share what's happening. Just talk about what you're feeling about this transformation to
Yeah.
to your workmates, to your manager, to whoever that you talk to at workplace. And if you feel like you're understanding things better than than you expected, share. You could always learn from people, even
Yeah.
as you learn by yourself. It's called tapping into the mob intelligence. Just share, see what people are saying, see what people are doing. You never know. People usually have a lot of ideas on how you can succeed in your new role. Listen.
Awesome.
And see what's happening. And with that, you'll get into step with this digital transformation. Now, at the end of the day you go back home in the evening and ask yourself 5 questions, and they are all to the affirmative, then you'll know you're starting to begin getting into this digital transformation thing within your organization. So the first one, and I've alluded to it, is, can I respectfully challenge whoever without necessarily fearing retribution? Okay, so that's big. If that's yes, then you go to the second one. Is the structure of my position and the role clear to me? Okay. And not only is it clear to me, is that what my manager or the organization expects of me? Okay. So that's very important. It's very, very key. And then, are we dependable as members of this organization? And dependability here needs to be very proactive. Okay. So if there's something to be done, okay, if you know you have the right skill and the time to do it, you pick it up and you do it. It's not necessarily tasks that are assigned to you. Something needs to be done. We all know something needs to be done. We just pick it up and we run.
I love that one.
Yeah. And then the last two, which I love, since you love that one, are two. So when you go home, I normally ask myself, right, is whatever I am doing, do I have a personal attachment to it? Okay, that's one.
And then the second one,
it's either a yes or no. If it's a no, you need to find personal sort of importance to whatever you're doing. And then two, whatever you're doing, does it really matter?
Okay.
And who does it matter to? Okay. If you want to transform lives, and a lot of organizations are saying we want to transform lives.
Yes.
That's for the organization. For you, is transforming lives something that you want to do? And if you want to do, how do you want to do it? And then how do you link it with what you're doing on a day-to-day?
That's so nice. I love that. You said you haven't written this in a book. I challenge you to write a book about this. Or like a blog or something. But yeah, a book would be awesome.
The second time I'm hearing this. Yesterday,
there you go.
Yesterday I was at a book launch. The author is a classmate of mine in high school. And I just thought, wow, this dude has written a book. I need to do another.
You're next.
And those are a challenge.
I am looking forward to coming to your book launch.
Oh, we'll see.
The challenges are there. Is there anything else we wanted to discuss about digital transformation? I find it interesting you haven't talked about the big A word, the agile. Because I think there's a lot of, when people think digital transformation, they're thinking about agile. And then there's so many misconceptions about agile. People think agile means literally the word going fast. And I just cringe when I hear that. I want to hear your thoughts around agility. Does agility and digital transformation need to live together? Let's discuss about that.
Exactly. So they need to live together, but they only need to live together if as an organization, that's what you want. Like I said earlier, right? Digital transformation to an organization is asking yourself, what do I want to do? Okay. Then once you're clear on what you want to do, the end goal, then now you think about what is within that digital transformation that you want to implement. Now, a lot of stuff that people implement is agile.
Agile,
And agile is difficult, man, in organizations, especially in large organizations that have really enjoyed success previously, because you literally have people within the organization saying, we've been succeeding.
Why do we need change?
Why do we need change? And I see a lot of this, right? I usually discuss with some of my friends in the media, the old traditional media. I keep telling them, I see my son, he's 9 now, never tunes into any of their stations. at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll either be on YouTube or Netflix or Amazon Prime and stuff like that. And he sees you tuning in. He wonders, what are
Why?
you watching? So I tell them, you've lost that generation.
Yeah.
Okay, we
completely.
are probably the last generation that you have. You've lost them. You need to change.
Yeah, so true.
Okay, you need to change to the trends
Yeah.
of what's out there. So for me, the first definition of agile is really, you need to respond to change.
Responding to change.
Yeah, it's really not about following a plan.
Yeah,
it's about responding
to change.
So as an organization, how do you want to respond to that change?
Yeah.
What's happening out there to what matters to you as an organization, and how do you want to respond to it? Now, the moment now you hack that, now you're on your first steps to becoming an agile organization. Yeah, so you adapt to what's happening out there. And there are a lot of things you can do, right? People will tell you, let's adopt Scrum, let's adopt this.
Yeah.
That's fine. Again, research has been done. There's so many papers you can read. But if you don't understand what you want to do, then all these papers won't make a difference to your organization.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
I really like that. I don't think I have any other questions, but is there something specifically you wanted to touch on this topic?
Yeah, sure, definitely. So out of my own experience in digitally transforming organizations, or any transformation for that matter, there are a couple of things that, like key learnings I've come across, right? And the first one for me really is, as an organization or as an individual, if you wait until you have everything figured out, you will never start.
Yeah.
It's very important that you have bias for action.
Yes.
Just start. Everything will fall in place.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's akin to don't fear making mistakes, right?
Yeah.
So just start.
And fail fast.
Don't get paralyzed by analyzing things. So have that bias for action. And then the second thing for me is digital transformation is about the customer. So co-create everything with the customer. They are the biggest stakeholder you have as an organization. You literally exist because of your customer.
Yeah, if you didn't have them, you don't exist as a business. Yeah.
So if you want to transform the organization, transform it with them. So co-create with the customer, right? Now, if you're not uncomfortable, then you're not succeeding.
True.
So it's very important for an organization to be comfortable with discomfort.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's key. Normally in projects that I've been in, when everything is running well, I start questioning a lot of items within that.
Running so well?
Exactly. Yeah. So there's that thing. So don't be comfortable with just being comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay? And then really embrace the concept of starting small.
Yeah, that's a big one. I agree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anything that you need to do, just start small. With a small
achievable
team. Exactly.
Yeah.
Even in your products, right?
Yeah.
Start with the minimum viable products, right?
Yeah.
What's the smallest thing that you can build for your customer?
And add value.
Add value, right?
Yeah.
And there's a story I read around, I'm not sure how true this story is. I read around Emirates when they were launching their website for the first time, right? And what they did on launch, what customers could do on their website is just check whether their flights are on schedule.
Oh, wow.
Right?
So you couldn't book a flight?
Oh, they launched with just checking whether your flight is on schedule. And I found that really brave, because most websites out there had all these features and exciting things, but they did their research, right? Amongst their customers, they realized the number one thing as a customer I want to know is, when I get to the airport, is my flight delayed or not? So that's the first thing they put in there. They built in the rest later, but that's what they launched with.
Interesting.
So embrace the concept of starting small. You'll get there eventually, but start small. Start deriving early, deriving value really, really, really fast.
Awesome.
So those are some of the key learnings I have. But I'm still learning.
You're all learning.
Yeah. Right now I'm in the middle of, a lot of transformation going on at Lecheho, and
Yeah.
I'm learning a lot on what's happening there. And I'm only happy to bring in what I've learned from other organizations.
Awesome. That is
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was Russell speaking to us about digital transformation, what it means, the myths around it. And I think like the cherry on the top is like we're all learning. We're all learning in this and just being very comfortable to learn and not being like we don't know everything simply. Yeah, I hope you found that conversation valuable. I'll share like Russell's LinkedIn profile in the comments, and yeah, just make sure you subscribe, share, and until next time, ciao.